besides him to be your protectors, even such as have no power to protect themselves? To the worshippers of heavenly bodies, it cites the story of Abraham. When night spread over him, he saw a star and said, "This is my Lord." But when it said, he said, "I love not the setters." When he saw the moon rising, he said, "This is my Lord." But when it set, he said, "If my Lord does not guide me, I shall surely be of the people gone astray." When he saw the sun rising, he said, "This is my Lord, this is greater." But when it set, he said, "O my people, surely I quit that you associate. I have turned my face to him who originated the heavens and the earth. A man of pure faith, I am not of the idolaters." The attitude of the believers. In order to be a Muslim, that is, to surrender oneself to God, it is necessary to believe in the oneness of God, in the sense of his being the only creator, preserver, nourisher, etc. But this belief, later on called Tawheed al-Rububiyyah, is not enough. Many of the idolaters knew and believed that only the Supreme God could do all this, but that was not enough to make them Muslims. To Tawheed al-Rububiyyah, one must add Tawheed al-Uluhiyyah. That is, one acknowledges the fact that it is God alone who deserves to be worshipped, and thus abstains from worshipping any other thing or being. Having achieved this knowledge of the one true God, man should constantly have faith in him, and should allow nothing to induce him to deny truth. When faith enters a person's heart, it causes certain mental states which result in certain actions. Taken together, these mental states and actions are the proof for true faith. The Prophet said, "Faith is that which resides firmly in the heart, and which is proved by deeds." Foremost among those mental states is the feeling of gratitude towards God, which could be said to be the essence of ibadah, that is worship. The feeling of gratitude is so important that a non-believer is called kafir, which means one who denies the truth, and it also means one who is ungrateful. A believer loves and is grateful to God for the bounties he bestowed upon him, but being aware of the fact that his good deeds, whether mental or physical, are far from being commensurate with divine favors, he is always anxious lest God should punish him, here or in the hereafter. He therefore fears him, surrenders himself to him, and serves him with great humility. One cannot be in such a mental state without being almost all the time mindful of God. Remembering God is thus the life force of faith, without which it fades and withers away. The Quran tries to promote this feeling of gratitude by repeating the attributes of God very frequently. We find most of these attributes mentioned together in the following verses of the Quran. He is God. There is no God but He. He is the knower of the unseen and the visible. He is the all-merciful, the all-compassionate. He is God. There is no God but He. He is the King, the all-holy, the all-peace, the guardian of faith, the all-preserver, the almighty, the all-compeller, the all-sublime. Glory be to God. Above that they associate. He is God, the Creator, the Maker, the Shaper. To Him belong the names most beautiful. All that is in the heavens and the earth magnifies Him. He is the Almighty, the All-Wise. This is chapter 59, verses 22 to 24 of the Holy Quran. Again, there is no God but He, the living, the everlasting. Slumber seizes Him not, neither sleep. To Him belongs all that is in the heavens and the earth. Who is there that shall intercede with Him, save by His leave? He knows what lies before them and what is after them, and they comprehend not anything of His knowledge, save such as He wills. His throne comprises the heavens and earth. The preserving of them oppresses Him not. He is the All-High, the All-Glorious. This is chapter 2, verse 255, the Holy Quran. Here again, people of the book, go not beyond the bounds in your religion, and say not as to God, but the truth. The Messiah, Jesus, son of Mary, was only the messenger of God, and His word that He committed to Mary, and a spirit from Him. So believe in God and His messengers, and say not 3. Refrain. Better is it for you. God is only one God. Glory be to Him that he should have a son. This is in the Holy Quran, chapter 4, verse 171. The concept of prophethood in Islam. Prophethood is not unknown to heavenly revealed religions, such as Judaism and Christianity. In Islam, however, it has a special status and significance. According to Islam, Allah created man for a noble purpose, to worship him and lead a virtuous life based on his teachings and guidance. How man would know his role and the purpose of his existence unless he received clear and practical instructions of what Allah wants him to do. Here comes the need for prophethood. Thus Allah had chosen from every nation a prophet or more to convey his message to the people. One might ask, how were the prophets chosen and who were entitled to this great honor? Prophethood is a blessing from Allah and a favor that he may bestow on whom he wills. However, from surveying the various messengers throughout history, three features of a prophet may be recognized. 1. He is the best in his community, morally and intellectually. This is necessary because the prophet's life serves as a model for his followers. His personality should attract people to accept his message rather than drive them away by his imperfect character. After receiving the message, he is infallible. That is, he would not commit any sin. He might do some minor mistakes, which are usually corrected by revelation. 2. He is supported by miracles to prove that he is not an impostor. Those miracles are granted by the power and permission of God and are usually in the field in which his people excel and are recognized as superiors. We might illustrate this by quoting the major miracles of the three prophets of the major world religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. The contemporaries of Moses were excellent in magic, so his major miracle was to defeat the best magicians of Egypt of his days. The contemporaries of Jesus were recognized as skillful physicians. Therefore his miracles were to raise the dead and cure the incurable diseases. For the Arabs, the contemporaries of the Prophet Muhammad, may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, were known for their eloquence and magnificent poetry. So Prophet Muhammad's major miracle was the Quran, the equivalent of which the whole legion of the Arab poets and orators could not produce, despite the repeated challenge from the Quran itself. Again, the miracle of Muhammad, may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, has something special about it. All previous miracles were limited by time and place. That is, they were shown to specific people at a specific time. Not so the miracle of Muhammad, the Quran. It is a universal and everlasting miracle. Previous generations witnessed it, and future generations will witness its miraculous nature in terms of its style, content, and spiritual uplifting. These can still be tested, and will thereby prove the divine origin of the Quran. 3. Every prophet states clearly that what he receives is not of his own, but from God, for the well-being of mankind. He also confirms what was revealed before him and what may be revealed after him. A prophet does this to show that he is simply conveying the message which is entrusted to him by the one true God of all people in all ages. So the message is one in essence and for the same purpose. Therefore it should not deviate from what was revealed before him or what might come after him. Prophets are necessary for conveying God's instructions and guidance to mankind. We have no way of knowing why we were created. What will happen to us after death? Is there any life after death? Are we accountable for our actions? In other words, is there any reward or punishment for our deeds in this life? These and so many other questions about God, the angels, paradise, hell, etc. cannot be answered without direct revelation from the Creator and knower of the unseen. Those answers must be authentic and must be brought by individuals whom we trust and respect. That is why messengers are the select of their societies in terms of moral conduct and intellectual abilities. Hence the slanderous biblical stories about some of the great prophets are not accepted by Muslims, as for example, when Lot is reported to have committed fornication while drunk with his daughters, or that David sent one of his leaders to death to marry his wife. Prophets to Muslims are greater than what these stories indicate. These stories cannot be true from the Islamic point of view. The prophets are also miraculously supported by God. and instructed by